Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to TasteBuds. As you can see, we are still on location. Special thanks to Brandon for this.
Thank you.
All right, welcome back. So, Brandon, please tell us, what do we have here today?
All right, so we got a little bit of a unique liqueur here out of New Mexico. This one is called Naranjo orange liqueur. Typically, you would see this called Naranja, and it's just an orange liqueur out of Mexico. But for whatever reason, this particular company decided to call theirs Naranjo. Oh. So it's a little bit unique as far as orange liqueurs go. If you think about like your triple sec or your Grand Marnier, things like that, those are like a lower proof. Lower alcohol percentage for those. This is a higher proof point. This is actually 90 proof. Ooh. So this is like a true alcohol liqueur here. But it still retains that orange flavoring. And it's just something unique that we got to try.
Nice. So I do worry like with the liqueurs of them being like really sweet and like, really sweet now that I'm old, gives me a lot of heartburn.
Right.
So I'm interested to see how this does.
Yeah, and this one's like, like I said, normally your liqueurs like your Grand Marnier, your triple sec, things like that, those are a little bit sweeter. And the reason for that is you're using those in drinks to kind of offset the alcohol and create those flavors in the cocktails and stuff that you use them in. So for cocktails, you want that sweetness that those provide along with the orange flavor. This one is not one that you would want to use as a substitute for one of those in a cocktail.
Oh, okay.
Just because it is a little bit more, it's a little harsher. It's definitely got that higher alcohol content in it. It still has the orange flavor and a slight sweetness to it, but you're not going to get the same results as you would using one of those others in the drink that you're making.
So this one isn't really like a mixer. This is more of a straight by itself drink.
Yeah, this is something you'd have by itself. This is something you'd have as an aperitif or something after dinner, or just something just to sip on, for something a little bit different. Like I said, I like the flavor of this one. It's good. It still has that orange characteristic to it. But it's easy to drink and it's not overly sweet.
Oh, all right. So, well, I am interested. Let's try it out.
All right.
Okay, that's not too bad. It's pretty sweet still.
It still has a sweetness to it, but it's pretty sweet still, I guess. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's not, there's something different between this and the other ones where, because of that alcohol content, it doesn't pair as well with other spirits.
Yeah. I think it's really sweet for me still. I don't know if I could really still drink this one by itself, but I can see it not being good to mix with other stuff because it's really alcohol-y too. So it's a mix of both. And, so I can see, because of the alcohol strength, I could see people drinking it straight. But for me, the sweetness is still like, it's really sweet for me.
Okay. And I think, I said you could have this more like an aperitif. So a lot of your aperitifs you have are going to have a little bit of that sweetness or something to them. And really, like after dinner or something, you just take like a shot of it or something, just a little bit at a time.
Okay.
Just kind of balance things out. But it's easy to drink, but I do see where you're coming from with the sweetness on it. It's actually a little sweeter than I remembered it the last time I had it. So I definitely get that. But it's also enjoyable. Like I don't mind it. It's like a dessert liqueur kind of thing. You'd have it, like I said, you'd have it at the end of the meal, maybe a little bit just to kind of finish things off.
Yeah, no, I can definitely see it as a dessert liqueur and, like a shot, but to kind of sip on it and to drink it. Yeah. I don't think I could do that.
Do you think like if you added ice to it though, and it kind of mellowed it out or watered it down, do you think that'd make it a little more enjoyable?
It might, I don't think that would help with the sweetness of it.
Okay.
And, the sweetness, a lot of the sweet drinks just really give me heartburn now. Because I'm old, Brandon. I am old.
All right. Well,
and Asian.
We've
and it gives me heartburn and Asian flush.
All right. Well, we've struck out with Jon again on this one. So hopefully the next thing we feature is going to be more up your alley and something you truly enjoy.
I think it will.
All right.
I think it will. Stay tuned.
Thanks.
All right. We are back. Brandon, again, please tell us, what do we have now?
All right. Well, our next one is a kind of a special offering tonight. So this is a bottle of Blackened Wes Henderson bourbon. And this is from Metallica. So this is their whiskey. And this was a special collaboration they did with Wes Henderson. This is their latest collaboration, their newest release. Haven't tried it yet. It's supposed to be good. It was kind of a splurge, something that I just wanted to try just because it was something unique, something a little bit higher end than what I would normally purchase, and I'm hoping I don't regret it.
Now, I remember you had me try the Blackened a while before, and I really liked that one. That was good. So I'm interested to try this one.
Yeah, the standard Blackened was good. I enjoyed that. I've gone through several bottles of that. They've had different releases along the way. They've had a cask strength version of the Blackened, which I haven't tried that yet. I do have that, just haven't opened it.
Along with your like hundreds of other bottles you haven't opened.
Yes. They also did another collaboration with Willet that was a rye whiskey. I also have a bottle of that, but I just have one, and so I've been kind of reluctant to open it. This one I managed to get two of them, so I figured one of them to try and one to save, if I do like it, then save it for a special occasion. But yeah, so this is, like I said, this is their newest one. This is a cask strength also, so it's fairly strong.
What is it? What's
the last one we're trying? It's 116 proof, so yeah, 58% on the alcohol. Mm-hmm. And this one is a little bit unique in that it's finished in white port. It's one of those days. All right. It's white port, wine casks. Can't speak today, Jon. All right.
We've been drinking a little bit.
Yes.
It's okay.
Anyway.
All right. So, well, then let's get to it.
All right. Cheers.
That's good. It's
good.
It's peatier than I thought it would be.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
It actually has a lot more smokiness to it.
Yeah. Peppery and more peppery and more peatier than I thought it would be.
Yeah. It's good. It'd be interesting to see if like a little bit of water, obviously with the higher proof, open up a little bit with a little bit of water, but initial impressions are good.
Oh yeah, you can definitely smell the alcohol in there.
Mm-hmm.
Being that high proof, but it goes down pretty smooth still.
It does. It finishes well. It doesn't have that afterburn.
Yeah.
That you would typically expect from something higher proof like that.
I got the afterburn in my nose this time.
Yeah, I did get a little bit in the nose.
Yeah.
That's interesting. It kind of just like wafts up into the nose.
Yeah, but not in the throat.
Yeah. And it's interesting, like I've never been one to call out all the individual unique flavors. I'm not great at it, to be honest. I can usually identify a few random things, like sometimes caramel or vanilla or like fig or something like that.
Yeah.
But I couldn't sit there and tell you every flavor that I, notice in it.
Right.
But I can tell you if I like it or not. And, I do like it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, my go-to is like, if it's spicy, I can say it's spicy.
Yes.
I don't know what makes it spicy, but it's spicy. And this has some spicy to it.
Yeah. I typically say peppery. Mm-hmm. That's kind of my thing. It's peppery. It's peppery. It's creamy. It's got a little bit of caramel, kind of thing. Like I said, vanilla. But I'm not going to go into detail on this one because it's strong.
Yeah.
And, but it's got enough going on. It's definitely, unique enough. Mm-hmm. It's got enough different flavors and stuff going on to make it interesting. Definitely stronger. But, maybe, like I said, try it with some water.
Yeah.
Open up a little bit or some ice.
I usually do ice. I think I would need to do ice, especially with the higher proof, water it down just a little bit as the ice melts.
Right.
But even straight like this, it's not bad.
No, it's not. I mean, typically, that's the thing. I don't usually, once I've kind of tasted a whiskey, like you, I'll either put ice in it or water or something to kind of mellow it out a little bit. I do like to do the initial tasting without, just to kind of see what it's like. But not bad by itself at all. And I do think a little bit of that splash of water would open it up a lot, or ice, just to kind of mellow it a little bit.
So like with the regular Blackened bottles, I know they put like certain playlists to them while they're sitting in their barrels. Do they do the same thing with this? Do you know?
I believe so, because that's kind of the shtick or whatever for Blackened whiskey, is that they have a certain playlist that they aim the speakers at the barrels, and it's the vibrations that are supposed to pull out the flavors and stuff in there. And so I think they initially do that before it gets to the point where they then move them into these other barrels and stuff to get kind of the finishing flavors. So in the normal Blackened, they would have the batch number listed here, and you could go online, look up the batch number, and see what the playlist was for that particular one. And it's a little, obviously, I don't know, like what you want to call it, but there's a little bit of playfulness in it, and you can argue whether or not, it really does something or not. There's something behind, there's a bit of science behind the vibrations and stuff, and actually pulling flavors from that, who knows whether there's a difference between what you're playing at it, or if there's a big difference between batches based on a playlist or not.
Right.
I don't know. But, I've tried multiple batches of it. I generally have liked most of what I've tried. I don't know that I've noted a big difference between batches of the normal Blackened anyway. But like I said, this stuff was kind of special. It's something I saved just for something like this.
Right.
It's not something you'd be drinking every day, but just something to pull out for a special occasion.
So I know, it's special. So what is like the price point for this bottle?
This particular one right now, I've seen it around, it's about $150, which is what I got this one for. And you can argue whether it's worth it or not. I mean, I got it just because it was unique and something I wanted something from this line that was special that I could kind of save and use for that. I don't know how I'd compare it to anything else. I don't typically buy bottles this expensive,
right?
So I couldn't really compare it to anything else, but as just something kind of unique and special, like I'm glad I got it, and I do think it's for this particular product, it was worth it for me.
All right. And you said you have 2 bottles, right?
Yes, I got 2 of them. I always I try to get 2 bottles of most things that are, especially if it's something kind of more unique. That way I've got them, and it is a gamble, you get it. And if you really like it, then great. You've got this backup bottle and that it's going to be something to look forward to. But obviously if it's not, then you're stuck with an extra bottle. But because it's harder to
Christmas
source
gifts.
it. Well, yeah, more Christmas gifts. And because it's harder to source things here in Utah, it's a lot harder to get some of these specialty products. That's really kind of my reasoning for getting more of them, because if I get the opportunity to get them, I'd rather stock up and get something while I can, because I don't know if I'd be able to get it again.
So with this one, if this was your only bottle, would you pick it up again for the price point and the taste?
That's a tough one. I mean, I like it. Like I said, I think I'd have to try it, add a little bit of water to it, try it in a couple different versions of it. I do really like it just straight how it is. It is good. There's a lot of really good, less expensive whiskeys as well.
Like the regular.
Yeah, the regular Blackened's good too. I mean, this is definitely like this is definitely a step above that. I think this is definitely something unique compared to that. You can't really say the two are similar. But I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, I do like it enough to where maybe if I came across a good deal or I came across another bottle, I might get one to have. It's not going to be something I'm going to drink regularly because of that price. But maybe, bring out when people are over or something kind of special to share. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
It's definitely good. Not bad at all, but I don't know.
All right.
Yeah, I also did like the regular Blackened. I thought was really good too.
Yeah, and I'm eager to try. Like I said, I have a cask strength one. They released a cask strength one. I think it was just in the California market. I do have a couple bottles of those also that I haven't broken into yet, and those are supposed to be really good as well. And so that would actually be kind of more interesting to see how those ones as a cask strength compare to this, price wise. They're kind of mid-range. I think they're around the $60 price point, maybe a little bit more for their cask strength ones. So that would be an interesting comparison to see how something that's, less than half the price of this, if it's something that I would rather stick with that versus this one.
How do you know what the proof is for the cask strength?
I don't for sure. I mean, I would assume it's fairly similar. I think it's close to between 115 and 120. I haven't looked at it recently to kind of see, but probably pretty similar.
Who is Wes Henderson?
Good question. Somebody famous in the distilling world. I don't follow along with that kind of stuff so much. So I couldn't tell you. Like I said, their other collaboration they did was Willet, which everybody knows Willet. Yeah. And that was a rye. And like I said, I haven't tried that one yet. And it rated fairly well. I mean, most reviews on it were pretty favorable. Most of the reviews I've seen for this one are better, which is why I went for those. The other one, the Willet version, was closer to the $200 range. Oh, wow. And so that one I've been a lot more hesitant. I got one just for the sake of getting it. But I've been really hesitant to purchase a second bottle because just based on reviews and the price point, I just don't know, to me, that it's worth getting another bottle of it. I guess maybe once I open it and try it, if there's any left out there, and if it's something I really enjoy, then perhaps I would get another one. Right. But $200 is kind of hard to swallow for whiskey.
Right. Yeah. No. So I agree. Okay. Final word on this one. Would you, based on the taste, the price point, everything all about it, would you recommend this bottle?
I think I would. I think I like it. It's definitely, it's something unique. It has enough going for it that I think, would appeal to people. Now, again, I would only recommend it if you're somebody who's willing to pay that kind of money for it. Because, again, there's a lot of good offerings for a lot less. But if you have the money to splurge and you want to get something, that's a little bit higher end, that is going to give you kind of that something a little unique from your everyday drinker, then yeah, I definitely would recommend it.
Nice. Yeah, I would. I don't know, for the price point, I'm not sure, but for the taste, it's definitely good. It definitely goes down smooth. It's got that little kick, little peatiness to it. But overall, I think it's a good drink. I think it's something that I could sip on, just hang out.
Good. I'm glad we found something you actually like, John.
Yeah.
Sometimes my offerings are a little far out there, things that you normally wouldn't gravitate towards. So it's good to have something that you actually enjoy.
No, I mean, I think we've been 50% for the most part.
All right, fair enough.
That's, we want to give the viewers interesting things to consider. Whether I or you like it or not.
Right.
We're gonna tell them what we think.
Absolutely. So.
Cool. Well, there you go. Have some Blackened. The other one, what was it? The orange.
Yeah, the Naranjo. Naranjo. Yeah.
Naranjo. Thumbs down. The Blackened with Wes Henderson collaboration. Thumbs up.